Big Lurch, what's good?
What it do, what it do.
So for the people, that know about you, where are you at right now at the moment?
Well, right now I'm at New Folsom State Prison in Sacramento, you know what I mean, on some Johnny Cash type shit, walking the line, dog.
Right. How you holding up in there?
I mean, I just got out the hole, man. I had a little altercation with the police, man, behind a biography I did called Drugs Made Me Do It. I didn't even know that was going to be the name, but, they put it out on some Hollywood shit, and I'm a real-life human, so the guards hit the building fucking with me. Drugs made me do it. Ooh, I smoke Sherm. And the next thing you know, it was out of hand, and I had a staff assault, and I was in the hole, and, but God is good, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're doing well. You have a lot of fans out there, but some of the younger fans may not know your musical history. Why don't you fill everyone in terms of what you did music-wise before you got locked up?
Well, you know what I misdemeanor? I've been in the game my whole life. I was an underground Dallas rapper before I ever came to California and got in the game in the Bay Area. You know what I misdemeanor? I'm from Dallas, Texas, born and raised, but I've been back and forth to the Bay my whole life. My pop stayed in Vallejo. My mom stayed in Dallas. So, I come out here. I get put on. My boy Mac Mall, my big bro, you know what I'm saying, introduced me to Mike Mosley. We got on, you know what I misdemeanor. He say, man, we're going to do 2 songs, and if they hot, then you rolling with me. And, man, both the songs is legendary, and Mike Mosley can't do no wrong in my eyes. Mac Mall can't do no wrong in my eyes. I'm forever in debt. They G'd me up and introduced the world to me, you know what I'm saying? And God bless my bros, man. West Side.
Right. Now, I remember it was a big look for you when you actually had a video called How We Comin, and that had like Mystical in it and someone else, I think.
Yeah, RBL Posse, the big homies from Frisco.
Yeah, that was RBL Posse.
Yeah, that's the big homie. They came out to Fairfield to me and Mike Mosley's studio in Rick Rock, man, the Cosmic Slot Shop. They was working on the Eye for an Eye album, you dig? And I was ripping up all the time. I was a youngster, always wanting to rap for everybody, And she came in there like, man, you own to something, man. Hop on this, man. I like your style. You respectful. You a young Southern kid. Y'all kind of different, and he blessed me, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm forever in debt to Black Sea, man, West Side,
Yeah, that was a dope song, dope video and everything.
Yeah, man, that was, it's legendary, man. And, he introduced the world to me at a level to where, my dreams began to come true, I was just in Dallas, Texas. We didn't have no industry or nothing down there as far as you sold dope, you know what I'm saying, or you was a gangster. That's how you was a star. So, they enabled my dream to come true for me to live my dream. And there's no way I can repay them, you know what I mean? So I'm loyal to this W, the W, the Bay Area put me on in this,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so after the RBL Posse song came out with How We Comin with Mystical, like where did your career go after that?
Well, my big relative, before he came up to the studio, it was in the middle of the East Coast West Coast beef, you dig, and he had an idea for a song called Record Haters. He let me get on that. Record hating bitches, and so we was riding for this W thing, man, and and after that, that one went platinum, and then Sebo came up to the studio. Well, Sebo was locked up, and Mike Mosley had got some vocals like, man, Bolo, like, whoop-de-whoop, you did. He got the vocals, but he don't got no hook, man, and, I was like the Nate Dogg of the Bay now at the time, I was ripping up the hooks. I was like, oh, it's nothing. 5 minutes, fools be bumping their guns, knowing that they solve. And it became like a Northern Cali anthem, simply. You dig? And it was off to the races, all gas, no brakes after that, So,
okay. And you were part of a Cosmic Slop Shop during this time, or you were solo?
Well, when I came to Cali, I was a solo artist. Me and Mike Mosley was working together, but Mike was real busy. He was branching out into other things, and he was putting a producer on. By the time he was new, we was all, living in the studio, a cat named Rick Rock. So Rick Rock was in the studio every day, and I was working with Mike Mosley. Rick Rock was working with Dooney Baby. That was his boy from Alabama or whatever, So Mike was busy, so me and Rick and Dooney ended up being in the studio all day, every day. Me and Mike was working on my solo album, though. I was a solo album artist. I had like 6 or 7 songs, and Mike got real busy, The Big Z bro, he do his thing, so I just wanted to rap every day, so Rick would be having beats on, I'd come in like, fuck it, I'm going to jump on that. And the next thing you know, we had 12, 13, 14 songs, and people was hearing it because we was the main studio hot in the Bay at the time, and it turned into a deal, and it's called the Cosmic Slop Shop, but we never really was a group, and we was just all on the same label, Steady Mob and Production King, and everybody got busy, so me, Rick, and Dooney was hungry, and Mike, he was branching into other things. He wasn't in the studio all day, every day no more, so we was hungry, so every day we would do other people's albums throughout the Bay, but then we'll make sure we did a song every day, too. And then it just turned into the Cosmic Slot. We got on with Toomey Music Group out of Newark, New Jersey, and we signed a deal with MCA Records, and that was the Cosmic Slot.
What really led up to the whole situation of where you're at right now in terms of getting arrested and incarcerated?
Well, I was in Texas, man, right after me and Mac Dre did that fire in Vallejo. And my grandmother died. I had a car wreck. I broke my neck. So, me and a friend girl, R&B singer of mine at the time, and I went through rehab. I was paralyzed and everything, and I had a little, hard time coping with the pain and stress. Well, a few labels took it upon themselves to act as if they was going to help me. You down and out, you broke your neck, we want to nurse you back to help and help you do an album because we know you hurting and you know what I mean. Now, the Mac Dre and all this coming out, I'm hot, but I'm hurt, and I don't know what's going on. I've been in rehab. I done died. I done been in a coma and all this. One of them was an L.A. label, so they like, well, come out here. We're going to bridge you up, man, and you work with Roger Troutman Jr., Roger Troutman Dude. So I'm like, Roger? I'm a real musician, so I want to work with the most talented people I can. So it wasn't a thing where I was going to do a L.A. album like that. It was a thing that I already had a name for myself, and they was providing a platform where I could work with the artists that I wanted to work with, so I could learn different trades with music. This is Roger Troutman Jr. I can learn some tricks from him, So I'm like, okay. I go down to L.A., and once I start working on the album, all of a sudden, they turn into all their gangbang colors come out, they crippin' and all this in the studio. Well, hold on, dog. Y'all know who I was when you met me. I wear the red, blood. You know what I'm saying? When you met me, you knew who I was, blood. And you said this was going to be professional. And now all of a sudden I'm in the studio uncomfortable because all your Crip homeboys is up in here. Now all of a sudden y'all want to play Suge Knight and all this. And man, I'm from the wrong hood and I'm the wrong dude for y'all to be pushing y'all weight around. And this is supposed to be professional, and now all this ghetto shit coming out of you. It was all a facade. So I wanted out. So, I went back to Texas and I caught a dope case because I'm like, damn, I got to get on and put my own music out. And I got tension with this label now because they tricked me. So I got to get my money. I go back to Texas, sell some dope. I catch a dope case. I go to jail. Well, when I get out, they help me get a lawyer. They like, Lurch, we ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna keep it professional. So I'm a man of my word. I'm like, well, I'm gonna honor this right here and do this with y'all and finish this album, but that's it. Cause I ain't all this old crippin' and all this y'all on. I ain't on that page. And nigga, this bloods. You know, y'all said y'all wasn't banging, y'all was professional. You supposed to be Milton Grimes, an attorney who did the Rodney King trial, and you got Crip ties. So I come back to LA and do the album, and it's the same old shit though. So I do the little album though and honor it so that I don't have to watch over my back all the time. But it's total tension. They start bringing a lot of Crips around, reputables. I mean, you know, I'm in the trenches. I know my homeboys, so I done heard the names of all these dudes they bringing around. I know of them. You know what I mean? I'm a real one. So I'm seeing they bringing these reputable G keyways around. So I start going in my hood and getting a couple of my homeboys G's so they can see they can't play with me like that. What's up? This baby Peabody right here. What's the business? This Ray Dog, OG Ray Dog right here. So they done walk prison yards with my G homies because they was pushing their weight around trying to like shook me, you know what I mean? And I'm like, whoa. So all this tension and all this shit, you know what I mean, led to me, you know, running the LA streets and with killers and smoking sherm with them. Because now the tension is on and everybody bringing their G's around. The politic is out on the streets. And I'm getting word that I'm going to be dead within a week and all this weirdo shit that I'm caught up in that I hope dudes like young Chris Brown and them they need to slow down, man, because California is very sophisticated. You know, they getting politicked out and they don't even know it. They ain't been to pen and all that. They don't know who all they dealing with. You know.
And sherm is slang for PCP, right?
Yeah, that's PCP, wet water, click 'em, you know what I'm saying? Water, Zuda bangs, hey. So, you know, I don't get high, but one night, we went to the Hoodie Awards and all that, and I'm with one of my big G homies. He a legend, prison baby, you know what I mean? He smokes firm. And he's a big legend, you know, a rider. And I want to fit in, you know, I don't want to look like a punk, you know. I'm like, I didn't hit it before, but I don't get high. I don't snort powder. I don't do nothing. I smoke weed and tobacco. I don't even drink. So I'm like, you know, he like, you don't know nothing, man. So I'm like, fuck it. I hit the wet. We all partying and shit. And I wake up, man. I don't know. I had been in jail for like 2 weeks. You know, it was like, what the hell? You know, my car was gone. My money was gone. They found me walking up the street naked, a dead body in the house. Now, this was a dope spot. You know what I mean? I was funding a dope spot, you know, for the homies. For them looking out for me with them keyways, I put them up on a sack, you know what I mean? Nothing's for free in this world, you dig? You know, I ain't no square, but I underestimated the game. My game wasn't up like that. I had never been to prison. So I was dealing with a lot of shit that was bigger than me, you know what I mean? They had more dollars than me. They had more, you know, but I had heart, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't have the wisdom, you know what I'm saying, to know how to handle the situations I was in, you know? And this California, man, people gonna take you for a ride if you don't have that wisdom. You know, so I ended up getting robbed. Basically, this case, I got robbed and I got life. It's cold shit, West Side, twisted up, right? But I learned a lot, man, and, you know, I'm not bitter or nothing. God is good. God do everything for a reason. He's giving me all this knowledge and insight. You know, you learn this game by blood, sweat, and tears. Ain't nobody just gonna give you the game, you know what I mean? So I've been paying my dues to get my knowledge up. And I ain't high, I'm catching it all. So I'm ready to conquer the world, you know. I done been taught by the best. You know. So all homeboys got it. Go ahead.
Okay. So like, you know, the way you're describing it is you were hanging with these dudes, you got high, and then you just woke up. You said like 2 weeks later and just didn't remember nothing about what happened.
Nah, I was in L.A. County Jail for like 2 weeks when I woke up. When I came to, because you'd be stuck. You could be walking around but not know what's going on. It's like if you get drunk and you have a fight at the club that you don't remember, and everybody was like, you was tripping last night. You know, that's stuck. Like, you're unconscious, but you're moving around and all that. Well, when I came to, out of being stuck, I had been in L.A. County for 2 weeks. I had been arraigned and everything. And guess who my lawyer was? Milton Grimes, the one that owned the label.
Okay. Crazy. Okay. So you took some PCP, you know, you were at the house, and then 2 weeks later you get fully sobered up, you're locked up, and a girl is dead. From your point of view, what happened between those two situations?
Simply, it's like, you know, California is a place of manipulation. You know, people from out of town, they don't know what they're getting themselves into when they come out here, because this is the pros, you know, this is the enlightened world. And, you know, I came from Texas. I wasn't born and raised in the soil, you know, so I was blind to a lot of things. I'm caught up to speed now. I'm in prison, you know. I've been laced by the big homies all the way now. But, you know, I woke up in L.A. County Jail. Milton Grimes, my lawyer, he the owner of the record label, you know. He got Crip ties. I'm a young Damu. They thought they was finna press me. They thought I was just an off-brand, but I got ties to California hood. You know what I mean? So, you know, the Bloods. I got ties, family members and shit. So, you know, they thought they had an easy green one, you know. And I was green, but it wasn't something, they couldn't control it the way they thought they would be able to. But people say all this stop snitching and all this. Well, what's snitching when it comes to the point to where a person is so enlightened that they're a gangster and the law? He's a lawyer, so he can do deals with all the judges and everything. So my paperwork and all that shit only says what the person that twisted me up wanted it to say. Because he owned the label and he was my lawyer. And he got me shermed up, so I was slow than a motherfucker. So when I'm in court, I don't know what's going on. You got me in mental health. I'm on Haldol. And then you tell me not to take the stand, and then a total twist. It's like you getting a girl drunk and then raping her and everybody having sex with her, and she wakes up in the morning and she don't know what happened. You know what I mean? And it's a blueprint. People do that. You know what I mean? They know what they doing. They just passing you the drink and looking at you and seeing, you know. So I'm going to just put it like this. My case number is in the Ninth Circuit Courts. The case number is 12-55692. 12-55692. Antron Singleton versus the state of California. I'm in the Ninth Circuit trying to get home. Look up my case yourself. Now, everything only says what Milton Grimes wanted it to say. The dude that want to take my music and get a youngster who he know naive from Texas. And he's enlightened. He's a lawyer. He the police and a gangster. And then he got niggas with him. So if I say something, I'm snitching. How the fuck can you snitch on the police? You so enlightened. You got all grounds covered to where everybody that fuck with you just gonna be a victim to the game no matter what. Man, you got me fucked up. I'm from the East Dallas Projects.
Well, according to the reports, and I'm looking through this now, that there was DNA that was found on the scene that didn't match you or the victim.
Okay, now we had Pitbull. It was my dope spot because I was fucking with Grimes, man, so I was getting enlightened on a whole nother level. But I was fucking with my homeboys on Figueroa. They wasn't as fast as me. I've been in the Bay. I've been laced by the homies from Mac Dre and everybody. They was just South Central dudes. So I was putting them on with a sack. I had dope. You know, I'm from Texas, so I had them trapped up Texas style. Boarded doors, pit bulls in the house. I had them trapped up Texas style, you know what I mean? So it was a dog in the house and everything. Milton Grimes know I had my baby blue nose pit. He had 2 Dobermans. When I used to go to his house on Folsom in Rolling 60 Hood, I had my pit and his Dobermans would go crazy. He'd be like, don't bring that dog over here, boy. You know, all right, almighty Godfather. You know, but now I know I was just being manipulated. He ain't never gave a fuck about me. Soon as I got convicted, he stopped answering the phone. And I'm stuck with the paperwork. I'm stuck with the paperwork of what he said what happened. He said, Lurch, we need to make it look as worse as we can so you can go to the mental hospital. You'll be out in 2 years. I said, man, I didn't do that shit. He said, I know what I'm doing. If you trust me, you call me your godfather. I know what I'm doing.
Right. Now, the girl that was at the spot that was found dead, I mean, she was essentially eaten. I guess like she had part, her chest and lungs were eaten and everything else like that. She was really messed up.
Well, Polka wasn't eaten. God forgive, God bless her soul. But at the same time, it was teeth marks and gnaw marks on her. Now, there was a baby blue-nosed pitbull in that house. So where there's blood, little dogs chew or bite. And that is so, God bless her soul. But it wasn't like the way people talk about it. I've been living in my flesh for 14 years on this case. They act like somebody got a knife and was slicing pieces of, like a Jerry Dahmer type of situation where somebody was just eating people. It wasn't like that, man. It was bite marks and gnaw marks on the body. The body was found. She was cut open, and it was bloody in there, and it was a dog in that house. Now, Milton Grimes never brought up the dog or nothing in the case. He told me we need to make this look as worse as we can. Now I realize how closely DAs and big-time lawyers and everybody work together. They made the witnesses say what they say. Derek Doc Christopher from 111th and Denver Lane Bloods. He admitted. They made me say, Lurch told me to leave and I'm going to kill you. He admitted. They made me say this. But yet they still let him get on the stand and testify. And Grimes didn't even cross-examine him right, to try to put holes in it. He conceded. Concede means you admit this happened. To my objections, but I'm on psych meds and this is my boss on a record label and he done run Rodney King trials and all this. I'm not a lawyer. I looked at him like he was a Johnny Cochran super genius and he the mafia and the DA or something and the judge is going to see it his way. Because they all know each other. They play golf together or something at the golf course. It's California.
Yeah. Well, so the report said that at some point after the girl was killed, they found you walking around naked in the street, covered in blood, and there was pieces of human inside your stomach. How does that all get explained?
Another thing is, I don't know if this evidence was planted or not, but it was a minute particle, like not even a pinch of her lung flesh allegedly pumped out of me. But when they did the DNA test, it came back as my flesh. Then in the courtroom they said, well, if it's in your stomach, ask if his DNA merged with that. It was so small of a particle that they tried to say, like I say, everybody making it like it was some Jeffrey Dahmer, like they pumped a whole steak out of me or something, It wasn't even a pinch of flesh. So I don't know if I got humiliated and the homies was like, because the hood is a hoe stroll and everything, and all the hoes was choosing me, and, the Dusty Bloods hated when a fly nigga around, and the freaking women want to fuck you and everything, choosing you. Will you be my daddy? So there was a lot of jealousy and shit going on. So I don't know if it was a humiliation thing when I was stuck after she was dead, if they pushed my face in it, like he ain't all that now, look at him, or it was a thing to where the DNA, the police manufactured evidence. Like I said, they ain't brought up no dogs or nothing. We had fully automatics, 12 days by the dope on the table at all times. They didn't say they found no dope in that house. The house had been cleaned up. All they found was the body. Now, we out here in these streets, man. We out here. That was a dope house. Why you didn't find the guns and the dope on the table? It had been cleaned up. So, keeping it all the way real. Am I snitching? I don't know, because everybody's a police, so can you snitch on the police? I don't know. I was the hot boy. I was the one out there getting the money, the young dude that was getting the money, and they were jealous of. And I'm the one doing the life sentence. And they still ain't shit. Still ain't never heard of these people that done got on the stand on me, and I never heard of none of them.
So you get arrested. It goes to trial. And did they give you a plea bargain at all, or the trial?
No.
Or was it either the life in prison or the trial, which didn't matter at that point?
Okay, when I went to court, they didn't offer me no deal. And Grimes in there, he didn't try to get a deal. They was talking about the death penalty. And then they dropped the death penalty and gave me life without parole. After Grimes conceded to the murder, Then we went to the insanity phase, and he didn't even properly present the proper evidence for the insanity phase of the trial. So when he went in there, he went on the premises of that I was high on PCP. You cannot file NGI, not guilty by reason of insanity, under the pretense of just drug intoxication. So, per Penal Code, California. So you have to be secondary to a mental illness. Now, I was diagnosed as bipolar long years ago. And Milton Grimes got me out of the mental institution when I was diagnosed as bipolar twice. But when he came to trial, he didn't bring no evidence that I was bipolar. He just went in there on the sole principle that I had PCP in my system, PCP psychosis, and PCP reintoxication. You cannot plead insanity on intoxication. You have to have a mental illness, which I have a history of, but he didn't present it. So in the guilty phase, in the insanity phase of the trial, the judge, the DA, put in a motion to dismiss under it being under the grounds of me being on PCP and not a mental illness. And the judge granted it. And then he asked Grimes, do you have any evidence that Singleton has a mental illness? No. But he got me out of mental institutions on bipolar. He said, no. Okay, guilty.
Okay.
Life and life without.
So you ended up getting, you ended up not getting the death penalty, but you ended up getting life in prison.
Life and life without. And no money. I don't know. Grimes never got all the money or something. I ain't got no album sale money, no nothing. I don't know what's going on. I'm in here fighting all they homeboys and shit, like. And they homeboys as police.
So you get convicted, you get life without the possibility of parole, and you come in under a pretense of cannibalism. So what, how is someone like that treated once they get into the penal system, in California?
Every police in the world want to put their hands on you. I mean, I'm so hard and scarred now that don't nobody get me. And everybody playing, and I'm the one that's bleeding and getting attacked. And they say things that endanger my life, and it's like I'm overreacting, but I'm getting tortured to death. And they saying I'm overreacting. Well, I'm going to make you feel my pain if you keep running your bitch-ass mouth. Because I'm getting hurt. I'm bleeding here, blood. And you niggas is running y'all bitch-ass mouth, just giving the police a reason to go inside my head. Giving the police a reason to jack me up, hit me with sticks, spray me with hot sauce, pepper sprays, and all this bullshit. So, I mean, they just set me up everywhere I go. Try to get me hit by Mexican, try to get me hit by Crips. Some bloods go against the grain, but I got G homies that love me. And in the Bay, we on that bloody water tip, bloods in the Bay, OG old school. So I got G homies out the Bay that holding me down. In here in G blood homies from LA, but the youngsters, they all on dope. They crazy. Whatever they hear, they react to it and take it as truth and attack you. Whether you're at home
do they put
not.
Do they put you under like 23-hour lockdown or anything of that sort, or do you actually allowed to go into general population and all that?
General population, ain't none of that. Even if dudes is PC, they walk in the yards with everybody. I mean, this California organized crime, you can get hit anywhere, anytime. People know how to manipulate the system, send their homeboys, and, I mean, you just got to be on your game. It's California, man.
Yeah. So you're currently fighting the case right now. You're trying to get an appeal.
Yeah, so I'm, I've been trying to, release albums and all that. I got some shit already, Volume 1, Lord Have Mercy, on cdbaby.com, them funds come to me, and then I use a little money that I'm trying to earn to give me a paralegal or something, because ain't nobody helped me fight my case, ain't nobody sign no affidavits, because everybody got on the stand on me, I'm a alleged cannibal, don't nobody won't even have nothing to do with my case. So it's like if I'm innocent and everybody's sitting here, then I'm getting tortured. I'm Jesus then, huh? Jesus back on earth, and it just happened to be me. And I don't like being Jesus. This shit hurt. I'm nailed to the cross, man. I'm bleeding, I'm leaking. They putting thorns on my head, sticking me in the side. I'm nailed to the cross, man.
Okay. So what you mean to tell me is that right now you're in jail, you're doing life without the possibility of parole, and you're in there with a cannibal conviction. So how is it walking around in general population on the yard in a situation like that when a lot of people are going to be upset over that?
I mean, it's simply like being Jesus, man. You know, I'm already hanging on the cross, so everybody just throwing thorns on my head and nailing my hands to the cross and sticking daggers in my side and watching the blood pour. But it's like, you know, I'm built for this. I'm from East Dallas, Texas, man. This is my dream as far as music and entertainment. Hate comes with it. You learn everything the hard way. So I'm learning every lesson. You know what I mean? And I'm using it to enlighten the kids through my music, man. So I don't have no complaints because obviously God got something in store for me. So I'm accepting it. I'm accepting my responsibility. I'm not running from the pain. I'm not trying to numb it with drugs. I'm accepting it and learning from it and teaching each one teach one. And teaching my people, man.
Now, in terms of Tynisha, the 25-year-old who got murdered, what would you say to her family? Because they're probably going to be listening to this right now.
Well, I already said everything I had to say to her family in the arraignment. You know, God bless their soul. In my younger mind state, now all I can do is show that I'm sincere. You dig? So, you know, I'm enlightening through my music. You know, so if her kids listen to me and need a father figure, you know, they're hearing me tell the scenarios of how guys get women, young girls drunk or slip, you know, cocaine in their weed and then turn them into prostitutes, or the homies get the son high on wet, you know, on Sherm, and give him a gun and he do a drive-by and wake up in jail with a life sentence and don't even know what happened, you know. So if they need knowledge or anything, you know, I'm giving it to them, leading by example. Each one teach one, you know. So all I can do is show and prove now. And if they ever need me, any advice, anything that happened in life, the door is open. I ain't never gonna shut that door, you know. I totally, you know, it's no words to say. It's just actions speak louder than words. I'm here for them, whether enlightenment. I don't have no money, but the better position I get and the more I learn, the more money I'll be able to make, the more opportunities to come, I will be helping their family as much as I can. That's the type of man I am. I grew up in East Dallas and Oak Cliff, Texas, and that's how we getting down in the dirty third. And now I'm a Southwest cowboy, a California, Texas boy. So I got this California enlightenment, and hopefully in the future, man, you know, I can help her children and family make all their dreams come true. And that'll show how I feel, you know.
Yeah. I mean, so you feel that you were set up for this whole situation, that the legal system was manipulated, and now you have life in prison, and the person who actually did the murder is out walking free right now.
I'm not going to say they're walking free. Maybe they is, maybe they ain't. I don't know. I ain't no snitch. We handle everything as best as we can. Other people snitches, of course, I'm in jail. But I'm going to stick to the G code. I got to halfway enlighten people. I'm going to just sit up and get killed without fighting back, right? I mean, it's a foul game. People is totally enlightened. They know what they're doing. So all the people inside know what they did. You know, if one of my homeboys, real homies, want to know what's up, or some real bloods that got my back, that grew up listening to my music, want to know, get at the big homie. Lloyd Lucky Alert Lane right here. I ain't hard to find. Bring your big bad ass to California. If you're going to be a spectator, then you ain't even welcome in the arena. Sit your bitch ass out there and spectate carpooling with the barbecue pit shit in the parking lot. Because it's real in the battlefield.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling in and telling your story. And I think a lot of people are going to listen to this, and they're going to definitely learn a lot of things about hanging out with the wrong people and playing around with drugs and all that kind of stuff that might be glorified in the music they listen to, but they actually get to hear this story and see what the other side of it is.
Man, drugs is bullshit. All y'all youngsters out, fuck drugs. You a lame. You getting manipulated on dope. Never do drugs, man. Stay on your game. Read a fucking book or something. And for Big Lurch, man, we don't have no fans, man. Fans blow like the wind. Either you believe in me or you don't. I'm getting my knowledge up. If you a believer, you a orangutan. Hashtag orangutan, right? So check out Big Lurch music, already Volume 1 on cdbaby.com, and Lord Have Mercy on cdbaby.com. And we got a lot more to come. I'm writing books. I'm writing music. If you're a book publisher or whatever and you want to negotiate a deal, I'm one of the best writers and got one of the best minds in the world. I'm open for business. 3XL Entertainment. Holla at your boy. If you got bad intentions, please stay away from me. I don't need no distractions. I'm trying to be the best that ever did it. Don't distract me. Get on the right side of history. I'm somebody you can believe in. I ain't never gonna let you down. I got a few books to read, brother, so we got to end this little conversation. I got a couple books to read, some law to study. But I appreciate you, man, and that Bay Area love you getting with me. And if I make it out of prison, I'm your main boy. We all from the West Coast, man. West Side, California love, baby.
That's what it is. Well, Lurch, I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, man, I appreciate that too, man.
All right, man. Take care. Peace.
Simply.
Leo froze it, man. We can't do it right now.
Right, because this was the Migos Thuggin' project, right?
Yeah, that was gonna be a big project too, but Leo, blocked the play.
Michael K. Williams told me, he was like, if you want to make it in this industry, you have to switch it up, because you just want to be typecast. What, you just playing all gangster movies?